What up, y'all? Tina here. Let's talk about some DC news. So recently, James Gunn, the big boss over at DC, has confirmed that the Batman Part 2 has been delayed until 2027. And the Batman fandom is upset because the original Batman movie came out in 2022. And now James Gunn is saying, hey, y'all not getting the next Batman movie for 5 years. That's crazy. A 5-year gap. Now, there's some mixed signals going on over there at DC. 11 days ago, Matt Reeves and Zoe Kravitz sat down and they were just talking, and Matt Reeves pretty much said, hey, I'm finishing up on the script. We should be shooting next year. Okay. Everything sounded like it was on track to me based off of this interview right here. You know, these two going back and forth. And now James Gunn is like, oh no, the script is not done. We're pushing these off 2 years. Okay, like what the hell is going on? Because those are two completely different statements. All right, so I've seen speculation for two things. One, people are saying Matt Reeves is going through something in his personal life, so that may be the delay in the script writing. The second thing that I've seen floating around is James Gunn wants the vampire Batman to be in his universe. Robert Pattinson, Edward Cullen. I'm leaning towards the latter. I think Gunn wants the Reeves universe to be his universe. The Batman one did decent at the box office. Everyone loved the Penguin series. So I'm sure his executive brain turned on and said, whoa, did I make a misstep by not including these guys over here with me? Now, me personally, I thought DC had the upper hand on Marvel in this scenario, being that they didn't have a completely connected universe. I think they had more freedom to experiment and do things without relying on connectivity. I thought it was so cool to have Pattinson's Batman over here in his world, the Joker over here making musicals in his own world, and then Gunn would have his own playground to play with. I thought that idea was brilliant. Now it seems like Gunn is like, whoa, I think I want everybody over here with me, because if Reeves is saying, hey, the script is almost done, why is James Gunn like, no, the script actually isn't done? Is it possible he's about to make this man rewrite some stuff? And then Gunn got his lying self on Twitter and tried to justify the delay of the Batman 2 by playing on our intelligence. He was like, oh, it's normal for sequels to have 5 to 7 year delays. Sir, no, it's not. Okay, that's wild. And he tried to justify what he was saying by making comparisons to Aliens. He was like, yo, it was 7 years between Alien 1 and Alien 2. 14 years between the Incredible movies, 13 years between Avatar, 36 years between Top Gun. Sir, don't gaslight us. Don't do that. Those movies never had sequels announced on the books. They made The Incredibles. It was a great movie. They made Aliens. It was a great movie. They made Top Gun. It was a great movie. The end. Later in life, someone woke up and said, hey, let's do a sequel. That is not what happened with the Batman. It was already announced that there was going to be sequels to Batman. So it's a total false equivalency to compare the Batman to these other movies who never had sequels on the books. Now, the Pattinson being over in the DCU just didn't come out of the blue. James Gunn himself said, hey, I've been entertaining that idea and other ideas as well. So that's where a lot of this speculation is coming from. Not to mention, the Batman that was supposed to be in the James Gunn universe, the Brave and the Bold, an older Batman, we're now hearing that has been delayed also. So it's just a lot of coincidental things that's going on that isn't making much sense right now. What do y'all think is going on? Would you like to see Edward Cullen, Robert Pattinson's Batman in the DCU with Gunn, or do you want him to stay solo dolo in his own universe? I just want to say, first off, I don't believe anything James Gunn says. This man has been caught in so many lies because he likes to engage with people on Twitter. It is the strangest thing to see a director now turned studio head executive so active on social media. Like, sir, go do some executive stuff. You ain't got no executive stuff to do? So he says things on Twitter. People catch him in lies all the time. Like Josh from Den of Nerds, he said he had heard that Henry Cavill was done as Superman, not coming back. Gunn gets on the internet and was like, yo, this guy doesn't have any sources. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And then months later, boom, bam, Henry Cavill is out as Superman. So James Gunn is just not the most reliable source to me. If he told me that we lived on planet Earth, I wouldn't believe him. That man be telling stories. All right, Superman news. So the trailer dropped. I saw mixed reviews on my timeline. Some people thought it was dope. Some people thought it didn't look too well. Me personally, honestly, It looked like the Flash to me. And that is coming from someone who I didn't hate the Flash. I saw everybody trashing the Flash. So I watched it and I was like, well, it's not that horrible. It had some pacing issues, but other than that, I didn't see the big deal on why everybody hated the Flash. But back to the Superman news. It's being rumored in the Twitter streets that people have seen the Superman movie and some says it need a little work on it. This is what I feel. I feel like the critics are going to make or break this movie because for some reason, Sony and DC are so dependent on critic reviews. The critics said The Flash, Black Adam, Craven, Madam Web was all not good. So people, they just did not go watch those movies. If this Superman movie opens up with negative reviews, man, oh man, James Gunn is in trouble. Me personally, I already feel like it's overstuffed. And I got a feeling that is going to be a major complaint from a lot of these critics. I think casting is great. He has some solid people in these roles. I'm completely rooting for David Corenswet when everybody was trashing him, saying he looks like a smaller bootleg Cavill. I was one of the main people saying, listen, give him a chance. I saw him in a Netflix series called Hollywood, and he was solid in that series. So I was excited when he was announced as Superman because I'm like, yo, don't sleep on David Corenswet. I think he can pull off Superman. So hopefully James Gunn can get in there and clean up whatever problems Superman is having and get this movie tight because Fantastic Four is coming within 2 weeks. Yeah. Superman has 2 weeks to blow the socks off of everybody before the Fantastic Four comes in and takes all of their screens and takes their audience. Because, in my opinion, Fantastic Four will win this rivalry between DC versus Marvel when it comes to Superman versus Fantastic Four. If they put RDJ in that movie, even if it's a post-credit scene, bro, it's going to be over. My opinion, I think James Gunn should have definitely moved Superman far, far away from Jurassic Park and Fantastic Four. All of those movies are about to eat into each other's audiences. All right, let's get into some Penguin news. First season was dope. Great team, writing, directing, acting, 9 out of 10. So there's talks that there's going to be a season 2, and I think that's a horrible mistake. DC has to learn when you hit it off with something really good, you don't always have to try and replicate that thing. Okay, we saw what happened with the Joker. The second movie completely bombed and cost the studio a ton of money. Do not make a Penguin season 2. Leave it be. Yo, just create a villain TV show universe. Move on to the next villain or somebody else standing alone. I don't think you're going to be able to strike gold twice with the Penguin because even though season 1 was solid, it did start to get a little repetitive. Like, Penguin gets in a tough spot, escapes, make a dumb decision, back in a tough spot, escapes. Like, we don't need to see that for season 2. But I understand. Warner Brothers feels like the Penguin was successful. It has a built-in audience. So they're like, hey, let's just go for it again. I completely get it. From a business point of view, I get it. I disagree, but I understand. So, do y'all want to see a season 2 of The Penguin? Leave your comments below. And yo, tell me how you felt about this video. Maybe y'all are Team Gunn and y'all trust him and think he's going to pull everything together. Or do you think he's making some iffy decisions when it comes to bringing Batman into his universe and also cleaning up the Superman? Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.